Hello everyone, I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and welcome to day 2 or part 2 of the last summer haul. That's right, my last summer haul was originally going to be one video, but that's 14 bottles to assimilate in one sitting, and that's just way too much. So I want to do it in the span of 2 videos. This is my second part today. Do have about 6 bottles to get into, so when we return, we're going to jump into that and more, so stay tuned. Welcome back, guys. This next fragrance came out last year. Veronique Nyberg is the perfumer who created it. I've had my eye on it for a while and want to try it out. It is Tresardi Riflesso Blue Vibe. Let's check out that presentation. This is a flanker of Riflesso, so the presentation is very similar. Do like that kind of ribbed bottle lines, and I love the colors in this. The dark navy blue and that lime green go together really well. So the expectation for this is going to be a fresh summertime take on the Tresardi Riflesso DNA. Rum, Divana, and Yuzu are in the top. Geranium, hazelnut, and Artemisia comprise the heart, resting on a base of Italian leather, amber woods, and tobacco absolute. This has a depth that you don't expect out of this fragrance. I'm not sure why I didn't expect it, because I expect blue fragrances to be somewhat generic and derivative. This is definitely not that. Divana, it's definitely Divana and Yuzu predominant in the open, but as it dries down, you get a little bit more of that kind of a refined elegance, owing to, no doubt, the leather, the amber, and the tobacco. This is a perfect category of a transitional fragrance. This is something that is going to be very comfortable and very masculine and elegant to wear in daytime and nighttime. It has a level of depth and a level of complexity that is more nuanced than overt. And I really like that in a fragrance. This fragrance has some legs. It's also very accessible and very affordable. So Tresardi Riflesso Blue Vibe. Last year, Marie Salamain and Dora Bagriche Arnault came together as perfumers and created an Issey Miyake fragrance. It is Issey Miyake's Lotusy Porum Wood and Wood. Let's check out that presentation. A double concentration of cedarwood and sandalwood, offset by the fresh tang of a grapefruit note. Grapefruit, cardamom, and elemi resin are in the top. Ambroxan, apricot, Virginia cedar, and sandalwood are in the mid. Haitian vetiver, patchouli, tonka bean, and musk are the base that it's resting on. Again, great atomizer. If you're expecting a fragrance that is just in your face wood, similar to like a D squared wood fragrance, you're not going to get that in this. Wood is more like the afterthought of this fragrance. So you do get immediate sense of woods, but it's lightly sweet. I really like the mix of grapefruit and woods, and I really like that concept that I read on the back of the box. So you've got that tangy grapefruit that gives it a citrusy, almost spicy intelligence, and then you throw onto that a whole lot of sandalwood and a whole lot of cedarwood. If you don't like sweet, you'll probably not care for this fragrance. I would still say try it out though. Works great as a transitional fragrance. This one is again another one that'll work really good in cool weather as well. So daytime, nighttime, casual wear. Highly recommend Issey Miyake's Wood and Wood. It is also an eau de parfum concentration. In 2005, Frank Volkel created a fragrance for Kenneth Cole called Reaction. Let's check out that presentation. Apple, grapefruit, and mandarin orange in the top, lily of the valley and watermelon in the heart, musk, patchouli, and sandalwood in the base. So relatively simple scent profile. Kind of a timid atomizer, but it does put out a good bit of juice. So the appeal of the open of this fragrance is apple and watermelon because you get a blast of that fruity essence in your face. With a base of musk and sandalwood, I would say that these fruit notes are going to settle into a more creamy, lightly skin-oriented scent. When I say skin-oriented, I mean it's probably not going to have a ton of performance in this. However, the reason I like this fragrance is because of that blast of fruit, apple, melon combination is wonderful. Imagine getting out of the shower, whether you're getting ready to go to work or you've just come home from a long day of work. Nothing more refreshing or nothing will put you in a better mood than that fruity combination. It's really going to be mood lifting, mood enlightening. Again, these are going to be synthetic notes. Aroma chemicals are going to probably last really well. I would say the longevity in this is going to be really good. The projection is going to be not really great, likely. The focal point, however, is that refreshing blast of fruit. So if you like that combination, that apple watermelon combination, you'll probably like Kenneth Cole Reaction. To me, I think it's a classic men's fragrance for summertime. It gives you that same mood elevation and energy boost that YSL's Y Eau Fraiche does at a fraction of the cost. Kenneth Cole Reaction. If I say the name Jean-Claude Ellena to you, you'll probably think of the year 2006 and the classic men's fragrance, Terre d'Hermès. Terre d'Hermès is an amazing fragrance that is, even to this day, still one of the best representations of a classic, elegant, manly, fougere, dapper style. Now this one was a tester and it is the most expensive fragrance in this list. So I will say it's really hard to find this at a economical price, I'll say. As a tester, you can get it for a really good deal, and I'll go ahead and put that in the description below if you're interested in purchasing it. This came bubble wrapped, so it was really protected. Let's check a little bit about the presentation out. Terre d'Hermès comes in a classic square bottle style, which I really like. It's got a slight indentation on the bottom of the glass that sets really well. Of course, there's the barcode as a tester, and of course, right here, Hermès Parfums. Now there is an eau de parfum version. This is the eau de toilette version, which I actually prefer. Now the lid does not come off. It is a twist to open. So if you twist it, then the atomizer pops out of the center, so it's very well protected. It does have a good spray radius and an excellent atomizer. And you're done, you just twist it and put it back on the shelf. Benzoin, Flintstone, geranium leaf, grapefruit, orange, patchouli, pepper, pink pepper, vetiver, cedar, all of those notes comprise Terre d'Hermès. So this came out in 2006, right? There have been a lot of fragrance releases since then. So what happens when you start smelling this is you start thinking of a ton of other fragrances that have come out since, because this inspired many different fragrances. This has a little bit of Bentley Intense for men. It's got Dior Homme in it. It's got a ton of different fragrances that are reminiscent of this, but this is the original. But to me, this is an all-season fragrance. This type of fougere is one that you can actually wear dressed up as well as dressed down. It's equally at home in either environment, upscale or scaled down. It's equally at home. The thing that I like about the fragrance is the staying power. So the performance is really good. It is above average for this fragrance. I get a good 10 hours out of it. Not only does the fragrance itself radiate masculinity and elegance, the fragrance itself radiates off your skin really well. So this is one of those that will capture the attention of others and get you compliments as well. Terre d'Hermès, a classic men's fragrance, great for summertime, great for fall and autumn. This next fragrance was created in 1992 by Jacques Cavalier Beltrude, and it is none other than Pasha de Cartier. Now this one happens to be a tester as well that I got, so it was also bubble wrapped, and I just took it out of the bubble wrap, but let's check out a little bit about the presentation. Of course, Cartier is a designer and diamond broker. The very obvious thing about this fragrance is this is actually the adjuster on the clock. Beautifully elegant, as should be expected. The presentation is extremely elegant, extremely masculine, and very pleasant in the hand. Feels really, really good. Pasha de Cartier is an eau de toilette concentration. Lavender, mandarin orange, mint, and thyme in the top. Coriander, Brazilian rosewood, and sweet alyssum are in the heart. Oak moss, labdanum, patchouli, and sandalwood comprise the base. The atomizer on this is incredible. It sprays a ton of juice, so high quality. Everything about this bottle is high quality. The way that it sprays, the way that it smells, the way that it feels, the way that it looks. Pasha de Cartier is just one of those must-haves in my book. Now, it is built around a Fougère accord. It's very refreshing. It's got kind of a very minty, refreshing, spicy, manly feel to it, but there is a little bit of, and I think there's what I term a note clash in this, in the mid. It's nothing super offensive, and it's nothing that doesn't go away very quickly. But just a warning, wait it out. I think it's the thyme, the coriander, oak moss, and alyssum. It's nothing that should prevent you from enjoying this fragrance. I just want to warn you up front. Out of all these, this one to me is the closest to being barbershop in its fougère. So it does have a very elegant barbershop feel to it though. So this would be only the most upper class, the upper echelon. So it's a high class fragrance in my estimation, and it makes you feel like a high class man. And this is a mood booster, an ego elevator. It's gonna feel really, really good to spray this on. Performance is gonna be really good as well. Great summertime fragrance for fresh out of the shower, before a board meeting, before an upscale event. So this one is a little bit more dressed up than it is on the casual side. You can wear this casually, but again, it has that little bit higher expectation in its scent profile. In 2006, perfumer Harry Fremont kicked out a fragrance that was all about the summer, nothing but sunshine and beaches. It is a Tommy Bahama fragrance, and it is called Very Cool. Let's check out that presentation. Similar to Banana Republic and some other fragrance houses, Tommy Bahama has a line of fragrances that are really good, and they have some that are mediocre and some that are just you want to avoid at all costs, even clearance cost. Tommy Bahama Set Sail St. Bart's, St. Kitts are both very good fragrances that are very beachy, very summery, and have a focus on citrus. Very Cool has bergamot, ginger, and mandarin oranges in its top. It has a spicy heart though. It's got nutmeg and paprika, resting on a base of vetiver. So I'm anticipating a citrusy, but on the green side, maybe even like spicy herbaceous a little bit. Decent atomizer. This is what I would probably consider on the low end, actually, for Tommy Bahama. It's not that it's a bad fragrance, it's just that there's not very much of it. Now, I don't have high expectations of an eau de cologne. That is the concentration. It is not an eau de toilette. On my skin though, it does act a little bit more like an eau de toilette than an eau de cologne. So there is some substance there, but it's just not anything new or different or refreshing, and it's not necessarily doing what it's supposed to be doing very well at all. So if you do want to get a Tommy Bahama fragrance that is very beachy, very summery, very spritzy, refreshing, very citrusy, that feels a little bit like suntan lotion on the coconut side, you want to try something like Tommy Bahama's St. Bart's, Set Sail St. Bart's, and St. Kitts. St. Kitts being the better of the two, but St. Bart's also being very lime. It's super lime oriented. Very Cool, as it turns out, is just not that cool. So for me, Tommy Bahama Very Cool is probably a hard pass. There's a butt for every seat, a seat for every butt. There's a place for every fragrance. I firmly believe that there's a use for everything. The best use for this fragrance, I feel like, is going to be in your high heat situation, days that we have left in summer as it's winding down. If we have any of those 90-degree days where you just sweat as soon as you step outside, the high humidity, high heat, this is the kind of fragrance you want to rock out. The exception to the rule in terms of a hard pass on this is to use it in high heat. So if you happen to buy it like I did, that's the best thing to do, is just to use it in high heat in lieu of other, fragrances, because there are a lot better choices for your average everyday wear than Tommy Bahama Very Cool. So thank you so much for stopping by and checking out my video. I hope that you enjoyed my list, my summer haul. If you have experience with any of these, please let me know in the comments below. Of course, if you're interested in picking any of them up, of course, I've got them listed in the description. Feel free to browse those as well. Again, thanks so much for stopping by and checking out my video today. As always, thank you so much for your support on my channel. I'm Tommy with Studio Sense, and I'll see you next time.